afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am jeffgrantMEDIA, and in today's video we are going to be doing a breakdown of the Greenroom136 Metro series bags. Now, I will be showing you the inside and a little bit of the organization of each of these bags, but for a full real user review, look down below in the pinned comment. I will have 3 links to 3 different videos for the Metro Runner, the Metro Drifter, and the Metro Monger. Here I'm going to try to keep it a little shorter and also try to call each of these bags by the proper name and not have any slips of the mouth because they're Metro series and very similarly named. So let's go ahead and get into it. You're looking for a smaller liter sling bag. You found Greenroom136. There are 3 different options. They're all pretty similar, but you don't know which one to choose. So we're gonna dig in and try to help you make that decision. And we're gonna start with a chart. Starting with size. The Metro Monger comes in at 9 liters, the Metro Runner comes in at 6 liters, and the Metro Drifter comes in at 4 liters. Next, we're going to move into the price point of each of the bags. The MM comes in at $350 Malaysian or $84 USD. The MR comes in at $280 to $300 Malaysian or $67.75 to about $72 USD. That's because the Metro Runner comes in 2 options, both the tactical and non-tactical version. And then the MD comes in at $250 Malaysian or about $60.50 USD. All 3 of the bags are a 100D nylon exterior with a 420D ripstop interior. The Metro Monger features a removable strap, where the Metro Runner and the Metro Drifter do not. Holding a tablet. The specs say that the Metro Monger does hold a tablet because it does have a corduroy zip sleeve in the back. The Metro Runner does not hold a tablet, and the Metro Drifter does not hold a tablet. But the Metro Runner will actually fit a tablet, and so will the Metro Drifter. The Metro Drifter has a slightly padded pouch on the back, which will accommodate this older 11 3/4 inch iPad, and the Metro Runner will actually just fit the same iPad. So the Metro Runner can fit a tablet. It's not made to fit a tablet, doesn't have a pocket for the tablet. I just stuck it right in the center of the bag to see if it would fit. So if you're going to carry a tablet, your best bet is to just go with the Metro Monger. And lastly, my primary use. This one we're going to get into a little bit later on. So right now we're going to see what distinguishes these 3 bags from one another. I'm going to start out with the most glaring one, which is the aesthetics. And we're going to start with the Metro Drifter because this one, it has a flap closure. So that's the most glaring difference, whereas both the Monger and the Runner are a zipper closure. So there you go. The main difference right off the bat is that the Metro Drifter has the flap. It also is taller, where the Monger and the Runner are a little shorter and wider bags. So that's to kind of accommodate the flap. So there is your most glaring difference. If you're just kind of aesthetically looking at these bags, this looks like the odd man out because it's a flap closure and it's taller than both the Runner and the Monger. And the next and probably biggest thing is options. Now, all 3 of these bags have the option of the cross strap, either with a YKK buckle, or I believe you can do a fidlock buckle, which is an upgraded charge. But as far as options go, your Metro Monger is going to be really the only bag that you have a lot of options with, and that's because you actually get to choose your strap, because the strap of the Metro Monger is removable. Go ahead and click that link up there if you want to see all of the differences between the cam buckle and the quick release buckle. But major difference is the way you can carry it, where the quick release, which you see here, is actually meant to be worn almost all the time as like a crossbody bag. That's because the shoulder strap is attached to, padding is attached to the shoulder strap, so it's not going to slide around. So if you wanted to wear it over one shoulder, usually where it's going to hang, the buckle itself will be right on the top of the shoulder, where if you have the cam buckle, the pad is actually a sleeve and it slides around. So if you're gonna wear this as a single shoulder sling, you could just adjust the padding so it's a lot more comfortable. So mainly the intended use would be how you're going to wear the bag, if you're mostly going to wear a crossbody, or if you're going to use it as a single shoulder sling, that's going to be where you're going to want to choose your buckle. And in addition to that, you can choose either the standard, I believe this is a YKK quick release, or the standard cam buckle, but there's also an upgrade for you to choose I think a Fidlock or a Cobra buckles, or there's like an Alpine option. Each buckle has another option that you can choose to replace the standard buckle, also in upcharge. The Metro Monger has storm flaps that cover the zippers. It's hard to see black. There are these storm flaps where the Metro Runner is just the zippers exposed. There's no storm flap for them. And of course the Metro Drifter is a flap with just a single zipper pocket underneath the flap, so that needs no rain protection on that zipper because it's covered by the flap of the bag. So the main difference is you have a few upgrade options with the Metro Monger that you don't have with the other two bags. Inversely, the Metro Runner has two aesthetic options. This is the tactical version with molly webbing and a morale patch. There's also the plain front version that's a little bit cheaper. It's the same exact bag, all the same options. It just does not have this morale patch or this webbing. It's just a plain front. So that's where you save about 20 bucks just on the plain front. And again, the shoulder straps are not removable on either the Metro Runner or the Metro Drifter. They are attached to the bag. Carry options also vary between them. Now the Metro Monger being the biggest bag at 9 liters, yes, it can hold the most, but it also has a few extra features. You have your compression straps at the bottom of the bag where I have tied these Think Tank red whips because they're very handy. For my primary use, I've sometimes slid a small used tripod through there. You have the most back padding here because this is the biggest bag, so it can carry the heaviest load. So you're going to want a little bit extra protection. You have your padded corduroy lined laptop sleeve, storm flap. Now I keep the small kit pouch in here almost all the time because this perfectly fits my Sony a6500 and my Rode VideoMic Pro microphone right in there, right inside the bag. But when we take that out, across the back of the bag we have one large liner pocket that goes the length of the back. Across the front of the bag we have two smaller liner pockets that cover the front, but they're divided in the middle there. And then we also have our expandable interior space, which fits the small kit pouch pretty perfectly. And then on the front, got a couple things in here. We have a little bit of three-dimensional space, and we also have about a hand-sized liner pocket, two of them, and then we have two smaller pen Sharpie pockets on the front. Now my Metro Runner is fully kitted out because I am using this daily right now, so it has a lot dangling off of it. Again, tactical version that I have, so I got the molly webbing across the front with my pen with my little rubber tab on the front so I can sign electronic or paper receipts. Carabiner where I will sometimes clip my mask if I'm outside and I don't have any place else to put it, and I don't have to wear it if I'm like hiking or something and I have this bag. I need to get from like the trailhead into the woods. I'll wear my mask and then I'll clip it on here. Hand sanitizer and germ bomb, brass key, dangling off the side compression straps. So this one has side compression. I believe the plain front also has the side compression straps, just doesn't have the Molly or the morale patch. We have a padded back. It's pretty good. It's nicely padded. Maybe not quite as thick as the Metro Monger is, because this is only a 6-liter bag, so you're not going to be carrying a massive load in here. So you don't need a ton of back padding. All that's going to do is make the bag stiffer and heavier. So if you don't need a ton of back padding, you don't want it, because again, it's just going to actually hurt the bag. Attachment points, there are 4 D-rings across the back where you could add a crossbody strap. I do not have one on here because I access this bag so often that I don't want that cross strap on here, because I'm sliding the bag to get hand sanitizer, to get a pen, to get something inside. So I'm always sliding the bag, so that actually the strap for me on this bag is just not going to work for me personally. My Metro Runner is completely loaded out because I use this bag just about every day. Across the back we have a small liner pocket there. We also have a little bit larger one that's about 3/4 of the length of the bag. Fits a little notebook pretty perfectly. Battery bank. And then across the front of the bag, we have 3 liner pockets. 1, 2, 3, all about the size of a hand. And then it does have some depth here, which is where I keep my battery bank. And then our front pocket, have a little bit more organization in here. It does have a little bit of depth to the front pocket. We have 2 liner pockets that are about hand width, good for hand sanitizer, a little bit of like a med pack, some nitro gloves. And then we also have our little pen, pencil, or Swiss Army knife pockets. We keep that in there. And there is a little bit of expandable space here. I usually toss my keys on this D-ring and throw them in there, and they fit perfectly. The paracord is not the upgraded paracord. The zippers on this are just big and fat, and they're noisy, so I silence them by tying some paracord on here. I do intend to probably nip off the actual pull tabs and just make nicer knots. These were just something quick I did while I was doing my review. I don't like to modify the bag until I'm done doing the review. Like, I'll do something like this that doesn't change the bag, but I don't like to completely modify the bag until I'm actually done testing it out and doing a real world review. And the little secret compartments on the bottom here, there's actually 2 pockets. I think I have hand sanitizer or something in there. It slid in. Oh, that's what I have in here. This is my poo bags for my dog, or as I've actually been using them to get gas. Instead of touching the gas pumps, I'll slide one of these on my hand, because I have a dog and I have probably hundreds of these laying around. Slide that over my hand, then I don't have to touch the gas pump. And there's these 2 little pockets on either side that are actually for contactless keys. So if you live in a big city and you have to use the train a lot, you don't have to take the bag off. You can just slide the bag around, run it through the scanner, and go through the gate. It looks like it's one solid piece, but there's actually an inner divider. It's just the exterior piece of nylon, makes it look like it's one tube to just help that clean aesthetic look, but they are actually divided right in the middle. The pockets do end, so there are 2 separate pockets underneath this bag. The Metro Drifter, which is the pretty bare bones bag. You have essentially some molly webbing on the outside, no compression straps, no back padding at all on this one. So your lashing points are the outside, and also, of course, you know, your flap with your buckles. So not much going on the outside of this bag. We have one very slightly padded liner pocket that goes across the back of the bag. Now the back of this bag, it is not padded, which is why it does not intend it as a laptop. Now you have your 2 front pockets here across the front of the bag, 2 about hand size liner pockets, but you also have 2 smaller pockets along the edges of the bag. So if you're looking inside the bag, this is the back, this is the front. There's the very slightly padded liner pocket that goes across the back. There are 2 small ones on either side here. Very hard to see inside there. 2 smaller pockets on either side, and then 2 on the front. And then in addition, we only have a small zipper pocket in the front. There's no D-ring or any kind of organization in that. It's just a very small pocket with a little bit, just a little bit of a 3-dimensional space there to it. So it's not going to take up internal space in the bag. It will bulge out. Now we're going to talk about my last point on my chart, my personal uses for each of these bags, and we'll start with the Metro Monger. This is my urban carry city bag. This thing is great for the city. I have my camera cube in there all the time. Even when I'm not using the bag, I store it in there. So usually when I'm going to the city, even though I don't really like vlog a lot anymore or at all, I always carry my camera. I take B-roll, maybe I'll make some sort of video with it later on. So I almost always have my camera. So the camera cube easily fits my Sony a6500 and my Rode VideoMic Pro, and I still have tons of room for everything else inside this bag. It's great. I absolutely love it. And if I don't need the camera, I just take the camera cube out and I have all that room extra inside the bag. Now, if I am not actively testing out a bag for review or product testing it, this is my going into the city grab and go bag. If I'm going to Philly or NYC for the day, this is the bag I'm usually going to grab because it's light enough, it's big enough that I can carry what I need plus have the extra room, because when you go in the city, there's always a small shop. It's always great when you buy something and then you don't have to carry a bag, you can throw it in here. So especially in summer months, backpacks, absolutely love them, but when it's really hot out, 2 straps makes you sweat more than 1 strap does. So grabbing this to go into the city keeps me a little bit drier, and when I want to access it, it's easier to just, slide the bag around your body than it is to take the entire backpack off. So this is my urban carry going into the city bag. If I lived in the city, I probably would have used this bag every single day, and this is my oldest out of all 3, and to attest to the quality, I mean, this thing looks great. I don't know how many times this bag has been in Philly and how many times it's been on the ground in Philadelphia, and it still looks absolutely great. So this is my go-to city grabbing, city dwelling, urban EDC bag, and I always keep a little tripod strapped to the side because you never know when you're gonna need it. Moving on to the Metro Runner. This is my GOG bag, my grab and go bag. Now this bag replaced a tiny crappy little Walmart bought bag that I had gloves, masks, hand sanitizer, and a brass key in. And I thought that's what this bag was gonna be. The little bag that I hung by the door when I grabbed my hat, grabbed my keys, I grabbed the bag, I'd run out the door, I'd go get groceries, I'd go get gas, I'd do a couple errands, and then I'd come back and it would just sit there and I would never think about it again. But this bag is great. It's 6 liters, so it can hold more than, I think the bag I was using was 2 liters, so it pretty much could only hold that stuff. So this bag really surprised me. This is like my EDC. If I'm not carrying a backpack to work, if I don't have to bring my computer to work, I mean, I have a computer at work I use, but sometimes I need to bring my computer, my personal computer too, because there's a few things my computer can do that my work computer can't. So if I don't need my computer with me, I'm just grabbing this. I'm not even taking a backpack. So pretty much for the majority of the summer, this was the bag that I carried every day. And when I take my battery bank out of this thing is so incredibly light. Recently did like a local amusement park there for pretty much the entire day with my daughter, running around chasing her. She's 2, so I mean, I did a whole lot of running, and didn't have the battery bank, and I forgot to take B-roll of this bag because it was so light and comfortable. I forgot I was wearing it while I was running around the park all day long. So this bag is great, did so much more than just being my GOG bag. Still use it as my GOG. This thing rides with me every day. It's usually in the car. I don't even bring it in the house anymore because I always want to have it with me. So it sits on the seat of my car, and if we take my wife's car, the first stop before I get in there is I stop and I grab this off the passenger seat of my car and I throw it on my back, buckle the kid in, and then off we go. So this is my season of 2020 EDC bag. It's not just my GOG, it's my GOG plus so much more. Now moving on to the Metro Drifter. This is currently my weekend dad bag. This bag is great for my weekend dad bag because when you have a toddler and you're doing things like swimming, especially this summer when it's like 90 degrees US all the time, and you got a friend that has a pool and two other friends that have family that have lake houses, you do a lot of swimming because you can't really do much of anything else. So when you have a toddler, you got to carry a lot of stuff. The diaper bag is full of their clothes, their snacks, their diapers, juices and milks, and then you have another bag with floaties and bathing suits and water diapers, and then you have their toys and their blankie and then the kid themselves. So you need something that you can easily throw your own stuff, because I still need a bathing suit and a change of clothes, because even after I put my clothes back on, the toddler is still gonna be in their bathing suit. So you always need like extra t-shirts and underwear and a whole bunch of extra crap for myself, because yeah, I'm changed, I'm dry, but the kid, she's still in her bathing suit, and then she wants me to pick her up, and then I'm soaking wet, so now I need another shirt. So this has become my weekend dad bag, where I throw my stuff in here, and usually I end up just front slinging it, because I'll have the diaper bag on the back that's usually about to explode because it's loaded down, kid, all the stuff in the other hand, trying to juggle for keys. If you have kids, you know it's not an easy task. So this became my super quick and easy weekend dad bag, because it's great because there's no real zippers and it's just a big like dump pouch. I throw my clothes in here, fold it up, and I go out the door. It's just, well, I mean, I don't just go out the door. I gotta grab all that extra stuff before I go out the door. But this is just my quick and easy weekend dad bag. Now, prior to being my quick and easy weekend dad bag, when the world wasn't as it currently is in 2020, this was actually my work travel bag. So I had my camera bag with all my camera gear, but I would throw this in the car with me, because if we're doing like a day trip where we're just driving a couple hours to film and then driving back, I need stuff to distract myself, like a tablet with a movie or two, or a magazine, a book, snacks, stuff like that. So I'd throw all that in this bag, and this is with me in the van while the camera bag and the gimbal and everything's in the back. And then when I get to location, if I didn't have to carry my camera bag for it, and like, you know, sometimes we film like the Bronx, so I carry my camera bag with me. But if I didn't need my camera bag, I could set it down. I'd actually put all of my batteries and stuff in here. So I'd throw the camera batteries, the gimbal batteries. I use those little LumaCube lights. Never know when you're gonna need those. They're small. I throw all that stuff in this bag, and I'd either lash it around as like a fanny pack, because sometimes it was easy to just slide it around, or I would just sling it over my shoulder, and then I had all of my batteries for the camera, for the gimbal, battery bank to charge the phone, because if you're flying a drone, if you're controlling those Luma lights, if you're using a GoPro, all that stuff are apps through the phone, so that kills your phone battery. So all that stuff would just go right in here, and then I take all the camera bag stuff, put it back in the camera bag back in the back of the car, back of the van, and then jump in and grab my book, grab my tablet, grab my magazine if I wasn't the one driving, grab my snack out of the bag. And it's actually extra great because the snaps are so much quieter than zippers. So if I'm awake in the car and my co-pilot or my boss or one of the models or anyone else in the car is sleeping, it's way quieter to get your snack or your book out of your bag when you don't have to do a zipper and you got the snaps. So there we go. That is my quick rundown of the Greenroom136 Metro series bags. Now again, pinned comment down below has a real user review for each and every one of these bags. I hoped this might have helped you just a little bit in a buying decision. All of these bags are quality. Again, this one I've had for years now. My daughter's gonna be 2 in a couple of weeks, and I've had this since before she was born, so this is like 2.5, 3 years old, and it still looks absolutely great. And I mean, I've cleaned some of the grime off it, because when you're running around Philly or New York, I mean, I live in Scranton, Pennsylvania, so I'm in between Philly and New York, so those are the two main cities I go to, it gets dirty. So the Metro Monger has been with me for a long time, has had a lot of use, and is still in great shape. So the quality on all these bags, top notch. You won't be disappointed. The price point is great. When you look at them, the prices on the website, please remember that is in the Malaysian ringgit. There is a conversion chart at the top. It's usually about 100 Malaysian dollars to 24 USD. So just throw it in Google, do your conversion, see what it costs in your own personal currency, because a lot of people look at the prices and think that they're crazy expensive, and they're actually very, very reasonably priced from a small cottage company. The quality, top notch. Have any questions, hit up Greenroom. They'll get back to you. They are super great, top notch customer service. Patrick, the owner, amazing dude. So if you're looking at any Greenroom product, I mean, I have not had a bad one yet, but if you're looking at the smaller slings in the Metro series, I hope this helped to break it down just a little bit and helped you make a qualified buying decision. So if you like this video or any other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications next time I post a brand new video. Good night.